And welcome back to my channel. I'm Chase and this is All Things Random. As much as everybody is talking about Rolex, Tudor, what Omega's doing, what all these high-end luxury watch companies are doing, and yes, I do own a Rolex. However, most people think it's unobtainable. And you know what? My channel is all about the affordability. And if you want to move up into higher end watches, great. It's my job. At least I think it's my job to bring you guys not only the affordable end, to include the ultra affordable end, but to include some luxury brands as well. Because like any watch collecting strategy, people tend to start at the lower end and slowly are able to purchase better and better watches to eventually purchase something that really they've been looking for a long time, and it may be in that higher end luxury market. Well, today, let's just say I'm starting out watch collecting and all I have is $100. Now, a lot of people have done these in the past. In fact, I've done this in the past, but today I have $100 and I want two different watches that, yes, I already own. I didn't go out and buy these watches. These are watches I already own because they are pretty damn good watches. In fact, the one watch that I'm going to start out talking about is going to be basically one of my favorite watches outside of my Rolex, and that is going to be this Casio World Time. Now, any of my subscribers or anybody who have been a subscriber to my channel or watched some of my past videos, you know that I love this Casio World Time. I picked it up at Walmart for $29.98, maybe we'll say $30 for this watch. Now, this watch does have a resin case, and the resin case is painted silver, so it does have the look of a steel or a metal case. Now, it does have a steel bracelet. The bracelet is pretty cheap and it is a little chintzy, but it just reminds me of something like a Seiko SKX 007. They do have rolled links and it does have a press clasp here at the end, but I'll tell you what, when it comes to wearing this watch, there is nothing like it. It gives you the Casio name, which I'm sorry, but Casio is not just a cheap brand for everybody. Casio actually has some pretty awesome history. You guys should actually look it up. Now, the one thing that I really love about this watch is it does have some really nice characteristics and aesthetics. There's just something about this watch that I love. Now, I'm not someone who wears a lot of quartz watches or a lot of digital watches. In fact, this watch is the only digital watch that I own, and I take such good care of this watch, it is ridiculous. In fact, the funny thing that I've said in a past video that I've done is the fact that I treat this super carefully. Like, I know that the bracelet can scratch up, I know that the clasp can scratch up. However, what I do is I take very good care not to rub my hand across something or anything like that. And yes, I can replace this at Walmart for $30. I mean, I bought it at Walmart and I can easily replace it, but there's just something about it that I just absolutely love. Now, the functions of this watch you'll never get in almost any other watch, especially at a price point of $30 with the classic styling that comes with this watch. Now, anybody can argue with me, but I'll tell you what, you're gonna be wrong. This thing offers every time zone along the world, and the one thing that I really love about this watch is the fact that you can cycle through each time zone. And up in the upper right hand corner, you can see that it has a tiny little globe that's laid out sort of like a map. Now, you can cycle through that if you're traveling, if you're someone who wants to travel the world, throw away your job, or just go on holiday and you want to travel the world. It's an easy way to get an understanding of exactly where you're going and set your time for the time zone that you're in. Now, one of the cool things that I like about this, like I just said, is you're able to cycle through every single time zone on the globe. And it's very hard to get a similar watch that offers the same thing. I'm talking about a $30 GMT that looks awesome. And I'll tell you what, this thing not only looks awesome on the wrist in casual wear, but honestly, I can argue that this thing would look great in a suit as well. And people are gonna look at it and they're gonna give you a little hat tip because this is a great watch. A lot of people love the Casio World Time. It offers 50 meters of water resistance, so you can take it anywhere with no problem at all. You're not gonna break the bank with this watch. And like I said, $30 to replace it. It's very hard to do worse. And like I said, very classic styling goes along with everything. I would love for you to argue with me about it in the comments down below. it is a great watch. It is one of my favorite watches. Now again, that $100, I just spent 30 bucks at Walmart, and I want to get something like a field watch, something different than the Casio, something that's a little more rugged, something I'm not worried about banging around. Well, honestly, this is a watch that I bought for my 12-year-old a while ago, and it's something that I figured would be tough. It would be introductory to him in the watch collecting or the watch strategy, or even just wearing a freaking watch. And I got this for him, and honestly, I did a video on it where I compared it with a very expensive watch like a Hamilton Khaki Big Pilot. And what I did was I described, is it cheaper to buy a cheap watch, or is it cheaper to buy an expensive watch that's just gonna last longer over time? I've done a few videos on this watch already, and that is going to be the Timex Expedition. Now, this is a classic field watch. One of the things that I love about it is it does have the Indiglo light, so the whole thing lights up in the dark. And yes, this is a quartz watch, but it is a tough field watch. It has a really nice green canvas band, and this thing was about 50 bucks, which 50 bucks for a Timex may seem a little expensive. However, I bought this at Kohl's, and Kohl's is a little expensive anyway, and you can find other Timex Expeditions online for cheaper. Now, there's just something about the styling and ruggedness of a field watch. Nothing says I want to go hike through the woods, climb a mountain like wearing a field watch on your wrist. Also, this is extremely casual, so it goes well with a pair of cargo shorts and a t-shirt if you're walking down the beach, or if you want to toss on some hiking boots and, like I said, go climb a mountain, because we are here in Alaska. This thing is a great watch. Now, it does have some scratches on the crystal because this thing has been beaten and banged around quite a bit. This is an extremely light watch, so it's going to disappear on your wrist, and with the canvas strap, it's extremely comfortable. Now, Timex and Casio both are watch companies that have history behind their name, especially Timex and especially Casio. Now, people could argue with me and they could say, hey, they're cheap and whatever else. It doesn't matter what you say. It just doesn't matter. Honestly, if you are just starting out in watch collecting, you just want to buy a watch to wear, these are going to be two watches that will not do you wrong. And again, like I said, if you want to argue with me, do it down in the comments. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on these two watches. Again, $100. Most people can afford $100. If you can't afford $100, most people can afford a $30 watch at Walmart, and Walmarts are all over the place in the US. In fact, here in Alaska, I could drive for 5 minutes, hit a Walmart, leave that Walmart, drive for another 8 minutes and hit another Walmart. So I know there's Walmarts everywhere in the lower 48. By that, I mean the continental USA, the rest of the US, we call it the lower 48. Now, I'm just trying to bring you guys a video with more affordable watches. I do have other micro brands coming in the mail. I just wanted to get out a video for you guys that had to do with some sort of watch strategy if you're just getting into the game. Now, I am going to release a video tomorrow, and I'll explain to you why. It sort of took a little while to make a video. I had one of my pieces of equipment sort of take a crap on me, and well, okay, it didn't take a crap on me. It flew into a wall at about 25 miles an hour. I will release that video tomorrow if you guys are interested. Now, if you like videos and videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment on the content you guys would like to see on this channel. I have a lot of videos coming out in the future, so make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell so you guys can be notified when I drop the next video. Until next time.